Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session, an introduction to iLearn Insights. So I myself is Shamim Juardar. I work for Learning Analytics team as a senior learning analytics advisor. So iLearn Insights is an application that I have developed. Basically, I designed, developed, and also maintaining and supporting, doing everything. And before I start my presentation, please note that there will be lots of information in this session, right? It's not that you need to understand all of them. You try to understand the basic, what it does, how it works, right? In the future, feel free to email to me whatever queries you have. So shamim.juardar@mq.edu.au, and I will reply to you. Please note that iLearn Insights was developed keeping in mind to reduce academics and support staff's workload, right? So to understand iLearn Insights, I don't want you to spend a lot of time. That's not the aim of iLearn Insights. So any problem, any unit-specific query, just email it to me and I will respond to you. All right, so now let us start. So more or less, there is no slide for iLearn Insights. So I will show you some live demonstration, which will help you to understand which part is relevant to your unit. When I looked at all the attendance list or the registration list, I found like most of you are new to iLearn Insights. So it would be a nice demonstration for you to understand the basic. So if you go to your unit in iLearn, so suppose this is my iLearn sandbox. So at the top, you will see stuff, and there is a link called iLearn Insights, right? So there is a difference between last session and this session because iLearn has been upgraded to Module 4.1. And there is no direct link that I can show you that will take you to your unit. So you need to click here, which will take you to the actually login page of iLearn Insights. Just remember that there is no single sign-on login. So you need to use your OneID and password to log into iLearn Insights. So once you log into iLearn Insights, any unit you are convener or you are lecturer will show you over here, right? So let us assume I am the unit convener or lecturer for all these units. So any unit I have added the unit start date and end date will be in a purple color like this. Any unit which I haven't added the unit start date and end date, it will show it like this. So previously I used to do something that it can automatically detect the start and the end date. But after upgrading to module iLearn, module 4.1, it doesn't work. So it would be one step, but only one time you need to click here. It will take you to a page where you need to add start date or an end date. So for an example, if it is session 1, so I believe your start date would be session 1 would be 24th of July till end probably somewhere session 2 end probably somewhere in November 24th, right? So you need to select start date over here and you need to select end date over here and you need to update. Once you update, so it would be updated to your front screen. You don't have to do it again and again. But I will keep in mind if I can automate it nicely, especially for the session 1 and session 2, that would be helpful. I will do it. I will try to make it, but it's not going to happen this time. So once you update, I'm not going to update, then you will come to the front page, which this would be in a purple like this, right? And now if you click on this link, view unit report link, it will take you to the unit report in iLearn Insights. So for an example, let me go to one of those. Here. Or this one. So I will interchangeably change it. I will change to two or three different units to show you everything, right? So let's assume this one. So once you click on the iLearn Insights link at the front over here, the purple one, it will take you to this particular unit report, right? So this unit report, assuming this is your unit report, and this is how it looks. So you will have the name of your unit over here. You will have the short code of your unit. You will see your selected dates over here. On the right hand side, you will be able to see the unit engagement and how this is calculated. 24% is coming from login and 88% coming from online submission. And this is a 56%. I will go in details how this is calculated, but this will give you an overall idea of your unit engagement. This is fully configurable, and you can configure yourself the way you want to see your unit engagement. Next, I go to over here, this unit key findings. There are two things I have added. Number one, inline with iLearn template. So there is a iLearn template that has been given by the university, but not all faculty probably follows that same rule, right? So in this case, I don't know, probably you can ignore it for the time being until and unless if anyone says that you need to follow. This one also gives you an indication of activity with no dates, right? So this shows you there are 8 activities in this unit which do not have any start date and end date, right? There might be a reason why there is no start date or end date, but this is only to flag it to you, right? I will show you how to see all those 8 activities which do not have a start date and end date. On the right hand side, it will give you a nice graph showing that how many students are logging within the last 14 days. So for an example, if you put your cursor, 7th July, there are 28 students logged in out of 89 students enrolled in this unit, right? So just remember, this is the past unit which I am showing. So definitely less students are logged in, and sometimes you will see basically 0. So it's only three students logged in over here. So this will give you an overall idea how your students are logged into your unit. Are they logged in? If they are logged in, how many? This is a very popular report in iLearn Insights that it gives you the top 5 hits within the last 7 days. So this will give you an idea which are the resources or which are the activities students are currently clicking in your unit. So if you see they are clicking probably some resources or activity which they are not supposed to view in this particular week, probably you might think that you need to change something or you need to give some more information to the students so they view proper resources. Open activities. This is again a very good one in iLearn Insight. It gives you all the activities that are currently due and approaching deadline, as you can see. So this is the past one, right? As I have told you, this is a past unit. That's why this is a past one. So 3 days ago and this and that. But if it is your unit, you will see probably time remaining 7 days or 3 days or 3 months. So it will come up nicely over here. If any time remaining is lesser than 7 days, this link will be activated and you can send bulk email to all students who have not submitted this particular activity in 3 mouse clicks. This is another advantage. I will show you how later. So as you can see, this particular, you can quickly say this particular activity only 1 student submitted out of 89. This one is probably 0 submitted out of 89. So probably you will get an idea whether students are submitting your activities on time or not, and if yes, how many students are submitting their activities on time. One very good thing about iLearn Insights that if you send any email through iLearn Insights, it basically feeds back the stats of those emails. For an example, for this particular unit convener has sent 48 emails to remind students to submit their activity, 87% students submitted assignment within 24 hours after receiving those emails. 87%, 48 hours, and total 87%, right? So in this case all same, but this will give you an idea that how many students are basically looking into your email and basically doing some sort of action, in this case submitting an assignment. Similarly, you will have observation. You will see this observation in many places in iLearn Insights. This part shows you a clear graph of showing that how many students has enrolled over here. As you can see, 89 enrolled in this unit. How many students haven't logged in within last 7 days? That is 8. And how many students has never logged in, right, over here. So basically, as I have told you, this unit is a past unit. That's why it might not show you accurately, but in your unit, that will be a current unit and it will show you accurately. So in this case, all the students who have logged in within the last 7 days, it will show you list of those students over here. At the same time, when they have last logged in and last access. Again, you can send email directly to those students. The email part I will come later. So through this, clicking on this link, and it will show you, it will send emails, personalized email to all those students who have not logged in within the last 7 days in 3 mouse clicks. Very easy. As I have told you, observation will come in different places. Over here, observation will show that you have sent 12 emails and 50% of the students are re-logged into your unit within 24 hours of receiving email. 58% students logged in within 48 hours of receiving emails. So it gives you some clear ideas. Over here, it is academic integrity module completion. It shows you how many students in your unit have not completed academic integrity module, right? So 4 have not completed. If you want to send them a reminder email, here it is. Click on this and it will send a reminder email. The whole email part will come later. Now, participants not submitting activities. This one basically shows how many students are have not submitted how many number of activities in your unit. For an example, 3 students have not submitted 1 activity, 6 students have not submitted 2 activities, 4 students have not submitted 5 activities out of 6. So as you can see, this is red, right? So that means these 4 students are in danger. They're the at-risk students. And these are probably not at-risk students, but approaching. The whole purpose of this graph, when I developed, was to identify which group of students you should put more effort on. Is it these 4 students who is at risk and probably more likely to fail versus these 6 students who are approaching to at risk? So it's up to the unit convener to decide which group of students they need to put more effort on. So the whole purpose of iLearn Insights is to show the data to you, but the decision is up to the unit convener. I will come back to this again when I talk more about the engagement. Forum discussion, as you can see, there are all the forums will be listed over here, and these are all divided into 4 groups. Number 1 is this one, discussions. How many discussion has been posted? How many unique users contributed to those discussions? That is 19. How many replies has been made? 79. And how many unique user or unique student basically replied to those discussions is 24. As you can see, this graph will give you an overall idea of which forum is more popular or probably more students are participating. Over here, nothing over here. It will show you how many forum post has been made within 24 hours and in which forum. There is a pie chart that will come over here. The last bit over here is the activity schedule. So what I have done over here, in many units, I have seen there are lots of activities. It is very difficult in iLearn to find all those activities because iLearn is more text-based. So I put it in a graphical representations over here, as you can see in a chart, and I divided into 4 parts, although it's showing 2 parts for this unit: past activity, no date activity, future activity, and current activity, right? And I put them into starting date till end date. For an example, these are the activities which has no date assigned. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As you can see, this is the 8, has no date. So I took the starting of the date and the end of the date is the date for this. And these are the past activity. You put your cursor, you can clearly see when it is starting and approximately when it is ending. The whole idea of this graph was just to find it out, is there any particular time there are lots of activities opening for the student? Is there any particular time there is a lot of activities, deadline is coming? So you can probably spread them out so the student will be benefited. They can probably submit activities one at a time rather than at one go. Again, it's up to the unit convener. This is all about the overview of iLearn Insights. Now, different ways of send personalized email. As I have told you, if you want to send email to personalized email, you can send it from here, saying that you haven't submitted this activity. You can send from here, you haven't logged in within last 7 days. You can send it from here, you have not completed an academic integrity module. But when you get more habituated, I will basically, it would be easier to use this too. So first of all, this one, personalized targeted email. So it's saying that you can send all emails to all participants. You can send emails using the gradebook item. You can send emails using the attendance activity and so on. Over here, personalized bulk email, that you can say there are lots of bulk emails over here, right? Send emails to all participants, send emails in a cohort, send emails in a group or grouping, have not logged in. As you can see, there are lots of bulk emails over here, right? So let me quickly show you one example with my sandbox rather than this one, because I don't want to send real emails. So this is my sandbox. So let me go over here. How easy it is. Suppose you want to send an email who have not accessed your unit within the last 7 days, and it is a bulk email. So you click over here. It will show you list of students who have not completed, who have not accessed your unit within the last 7 days. It will also give you a template. So if you want to see this template, see, these are called variable. You can change all these things. And this basically converts into the link and the name. So if you want to preview how it looks, if you go here, nothing is coming, this one. What about this? I'll check to that one, why it didn't come, but it's more or less all should be same. So if you select any of the bulk email or the personalized email out of these two, this will give you a template like this or any template. You can change any of these variable and you can write whatever you write. Suppose if you don't like dear last name, these are the variables that you can use. Let's put probably full name, and let us put also this email is from this unit. Instead of writing your unit hard-coded, you can use the unit title, suppose, right? So preview how it looks. So as you can see, this unit title has converted into the name of the unit with a link, right? So using this variable is very important, and it makes the really nice your email, and student can click on the link and come back. So just make sure you look into all the variables that you can use. There are lots of variables you can use: first name, last name, full name, unit title, unit code, unit guide, most activities, access activity list, then iLearn, support services, and so on. So as you can see, there are lots of over here that you can use. When I send an email to you with the recording, I will send you the teach post link related to the variable, so you can have a look. So now if you write your email, compose your email, you go to preview. Once you like it, just click over here and it will send you to all these 4 students. As you can see, all the demo students over here, send messages now, and it will go to all the 4 students with the full name, as you can see, because we have, so it should come over here. Here it is. So if you come over here, now it should come, there it goes, coming. So this is how the students will receive email. As you can see, dear Shamim Jordar, this email is from this, and they can click on this link and quickly go to that unit. So remember, you can add link to your unit. You can add link to a particular activity or resources. So many things that you can do in email. So what is the difference between personalized targeted email and personalized bulk email? In personalized bulk email, you cannot select. So as you can see, I have sent to all the students. Personalized targeted email, you can basically select students, but you can send maximum of 100 students at a time. So for large units, it didn't work. For an example over here, you can say, I want to send to all these students except this one, and this one. If you have a situation like that, use only personalized targeted email. Otherwise, use personalized bulk email. Okay, now I go to the next one, schedule email. So you can also schedule an email. So if you go to over here, the last one, you can schedule an email for your whole session if you want to. But there are some limitations to that. So for an example, later you can choose an email template. So you want to schedule an email for not logged in. If you do that, the template will be shown over here. As you can see, the template is over here. And probably template, you can put a template name something. Probably today is 18th of July 2023, just for me to know. And create email template. So this is the email template I have created to send students over here. So not logged in, this one. Now you can see over here, this is how it looks. Their first name, last name, this and that. And then you come to the schedule an email. You can say that whom to schedule this one. So any students who have not logged in within last 7 days, this group you want to send. You can put some attachment to it if you want. And when do you want to schedule? I want to schedule on 20th at 1. Now make it probably 11 a.m. and acknowledge and schedule. If you schedule it over here, that should come over here. You can see it over here, that if you have scheduled an email for 20th of July, 11 a.m. and you can preview it over here. As you can see, you can preview it over here. Which one is this? And if you, before that, if you want to delete, you can delete it. So there is no edit functionality at present for this one that I need to develop. So I'm deleting it because I don't want to send to these students. So I'm deleting this. So as you can see, if you want to schedule your email, it is possible through personalized bulk email. Then you go at the bottom, create an edit email templates, then schedule an email through this one. Now, another good thing before I go to the next one, another good thing I show you, the benefit of using iLearn Insights to send an email, apart from it is personalized, you can also go to sent email, which unit I should show, sent email. If you go to sent email, you will be able to see all the emails that you have sent at one place. So as you can see, all these emails has been sent through this unit and when this was sent. And the good thing is you can also see how many students has opened or looked into those emails. right? So as you can see, this one, 9 students out of 19 has viewed it. If you go to the details, you can see it actually, details of that email, what email was sent. This email was sent, it was sent to these students. And as you can see, 9 students opened, 9 students did not open, and you can see the time when they have opened. Just to get an idea of if you send an email, how many students are viewing it or not. So this is all about the emails. Next, I go to the unit engagement, which is very important. So as I told you, on the unit homepage, at the front right-hand corner is the unit engagement that you can see, and it is fully customizable. Now, if you go to the settings, I open settings over here, then you can basically change many things over here. So by default, it is taking a login activity 50% and on-time submission 50%. For your unit, if you think that login activity is not important because it's all probably class-based, I don't know, classroom-based, then you can make it basically 0. If you think online submission is the most important part for yours, you can make it 100, or you can make it vice versa, right? It's up to you. You can also use gradebook item conditional score, and forum participation I have also added last session. So depending on this, you just need to make 100%, right? So you can make it 50, 40, or 10, or whatever you like. You need to change it. So it's totally up to you how you want to calculate your engagement. And remember, if you change something, save it. After 7 days, if you feel no, that is not correct, you want to change to something else, doesn't matter, you change it again, right? It's all about unit convener to make him or her understand how their unit is engaged, students are engaged in your unit. So even login activity, you can say like how many logins do you want per 7 days, within 7 days? Is it 1 login or 2 logins or 3 logins? So by default, it is one login. You can also change the gradebook item over here. So by default, any gradebook item or basically not gradebook item, in this case only assignment, Turnitin assignment and quizzes, right? Any assignment, Turnitin assignment and quizzes in your unit has a date, not the one which do not have date. It don't consider, iLearn Insight do not consider those because it do not understand when students are supposed to submit. So only with date, due date, it automatically gives equal percentage to all of them. So there are most probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 20% each, as you can see, right? If you feel, okay, this is important to you, this one is not important to you, you can again change it to 0. So iLearn Insights won't consider this one. This is important, this is important. If you feel this is not important, make it 0. And this one, suppose these are not important to you, make it 0. These two only important, so you make it 50% and 50%. So iLearn Insight will only consider these two. So just to let you know, this part, this column is very important, and I will encourage and suggest you go once to the settings and you update this according to the important assignment or activities in your unit. This will give you more accurate engagement for you, because there are lots of activities in your unit that is not important for an engagement, right? There might be 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, I don't know. Those might be important. So you select only those and basically change it to the percentage. Make sure you make it 100%. Last of forum, same as forum. If you want these forums to be included in your engagement, you put some percentage over here. I don't know, 10%, 20%, whatever it is. Then you come back over here, which forum is important. Suppose this one is important to you. That is, you want like greater than 1 discussion by any of the students. and the condition and or, and you reply crown, right? Or you might consider you do not anyone to start any discussion, but you expect them to only one reply and you consider them as engaged with your forum, right? So consider 100 and you update your settings. So once you go to your settings part, right, just give it a try, change this and that. You will understand, because you will understand your unit more than myself, right? You will know exactly what to do, what to change for accurately reflecting your engagement in your unit, right? And feel free to mail me if you have any questions. That's not a problem. Okay. Now there are two more over here. As you can see, one settings I have shown you. There is one calculation and one details, right? So calculation part will show you how this 56% is calculated, right? So if you go over here, the reason I have put this calculation, because I know like many of the academics will come back to me and ask me how, Shamim, how this is calculated. It's very clear over here. When you properly updated the settings, or if you are happy with the default settings, it will show you exactly the login within 7 days is engaged 23%. It's taking 100% of that is 23, and in actual calculation I'm taking 50% of logging and 50% of on-time submission. As you can see, this one and this one, blue and blue, 11, this one and this one equal to 50.85, which is rounded to 56. That is what it is showing over here, right? So in your case, feel free to update settings and try to see how it changes your engagement. There is no problem changing settings. Now there is another one, details. What is the details? So unit engagement, I have shown it for the unit. If you go to the detail, you can see similar engagement student by student. So if you go here, here it is, student by student, login activity, on-time submissions, and total. If you want to see all the students who are not belongs to a lower total engagement, sort it over here, or there are lots of filter options over here. As you can see, they have 0%. If you want to send them email, you can send them email. From here, there are 20%, 10%, 20%, and 50% like this. If you put cursor on this, it will give you some more information about that students, which is very difficult to get it from iLearn. As you can see, for these students, have not logged in within last 7 days, and on-time submission is showing 2 out of 5, right? So it will give you a little bit of more information about that students. That is from the details view. So that is all about the engagement. Next, I come back to assignment submission location. Okay, so if you go to the activities and activity details over here, so this page, again, a very important one, at least at the starting of the session. So you come to this place, activities and activity details, which you will see all your activities in one place in a group by past activity, current activity, present activity, and no date activity. So you go through this due date. If you think this is incorrect, just click over here. It will take you to exact place where you need to update the date, right? In the past, I have seen in many times, this is a mistake that you can't even find. You don't even know there is a wrong date in your unit. So if you come to one place and go one by one like this, and due date, is it correct? Is it correct? It will take you maximum 10 minutes at the beginning of the session. All the dates will be nicely added into for the students. Now, I want to talk about assignment submission location. This is recently I have done. So suppose, let us go to, I don't know which one, anyone. So if I go, suppose this one, submissions, it will show you all the list of students who have submitted over here. And Here it is. This is the list of students who has submitted these assignments, and it will show you, first of all, from where they have submitted. So if you see this, so this, as you can see, this student has submitted from offshore. There is a star mark over here. This student has submitted from offshore. These students have submitted from onshore. Onshore is from Australia. This is outside Australia, right? Now, this offshore without the studies means this student has submitted from outside Australia, and this student is logging in from outside Australia. Very much possible. Probably he went to some other countries and accessing iLearn. This one, a little bit flagged over here. This is saying that this student has submitted from outside Australia, but somehow he has logged in from Australia within the 12 hours of submission. Still, it is possible he can fly back. Just a flag to the unit convener. Probably you might need to know that iLearn Insight has identified and a login from Australia, although this is within 12 hours of submission, although this student has submitted from outside Australia. So again, this page gives a lot of information for you. So you can go to submissions. So before I go to the next one, forum visualization, one thing before I forget, I want to show you the participant list also. It might be helpful for you at the beginning of the session, just to understand from where all your students are looking into iLearn. So for an example, for this student, most of them are from Australia, but some are from Japan, Pakistan, Denmark, and United States. In case of, if you want to think for an online exam or so, you might think the time difference and probably come to a specific time that works for all the region. So this is again probably at one time of the starting of the session you might want to look into from which countries your students are accessing iLearn. Next, I go to forum visualization. So if I go to dashboard, as I have told you, all the forums are listed in the dashboard with 4 different groups. Now you can quickly visualize those. As you can see, this over here. There are 4 groups for all of this forum. Now you can quickly visualize by clicking over here. It will take you to another page where it will give you visualized forum interaction. So if you go over here, let me take the bigger one. 79 posts, 24 unique users has contributed to this forum. So if you click over here, it will give you the visualization for this forum. Please ignore it goes above this line because I couldn't make it center. That's probably something I need to do at some point of time. So as you can see, start is the starting point, and you just put your cursor, you can read it. This one is a reply. This is a reply to a reply and a reply to a reply, right? So as you can see, you can quickly go over here and you can read it. So it might be very easier for you to read when you have lots of forum posts. As I am not a unit convener, I can't show you all the options, but let me show you all the options through this one. When you see a plus, means starting point, as I have told you. When you see a bigger icon, so might be this one, any bigger icon, which means this forum post has been made within last 24 hours. These are the reply, and as you can see, already told you reply and reply to a reply. If there is any bright red, that means it is you as a login user, you have actually contributed to that forum. So when I put this bright red, my understanding is to find it out. Did you reply to probably all the discussions? If you want to know, then there should be a bright red to all the discussions, right? So any bright red is basically is you. So this is how you can visualize forums. Next is Eco 360 video view. So over here, Eco 360 video view. Now probably this is a popular one. Now before I go to Eco 360 video view, let me tell you, previously it was actually Zoom and Eco360 video view. So there was another link for Zoom participation. I had to remove it. There is a reason behind it. This Eco360 and Zoom are all external provider. It is very difficult for me to get the data out of them, right? For Zoom, the way I was getting the data, they have stopped that mechanism. They mailed us, not to me, to the university, saying that we are stopping this. They gave us alternative ways to do it, which I need to do, and probably I will put it back again. But for the time being, I had to take it out. And there was another reason for that, that for Zoom, the data they were giving us was not 100% accurate. Let me tell you one thing. When you logged in my session over here with your MQ user ID, I can see some of you logged in as a guest, right? So when someone logs in as a guest, iLearn Insight cannot identify that you are part of this unit. So the way Zoom was saving those data was not correct and is not correct. And I was trying to figure it out how I can present it nicely. At this moment of time, I couldn't find anything, so I had to take out the Zoom participation part. So you can only now view Eco360 video view. So all the Eco360 videos that you have, if you come to this, you can see all the students and how many videos they have watched, how many totals minutes they have watched, and over here all the videos over here, as you can see, and it gives you some sort of timing as well. So this is a combined view. You can also have an individual view that is only for one video at a time. You can view it. So suppose if you come over here and if you're interested for this video, I don't know which video is this. If you are interested, it will show you how many students has watched and for how many minutes they have watched, when they have watched, when they have last watched, first watched, and so and so. Just remember one thing, these do not include the videos they have downloaded and watched offline. Eco360 do not give us data for that. So I cannot put it over here. Only the maximum I can put is the video downloads. So one person, one student has downloaded a video. I cannot identify even who is that student. So when we work with external providers, there are lots of this small issue comes up. It's very difficult to basically solve those issues. But I can see Eco360 is quite popular in iLearn Insights. So next is individual student report. So individual student report, I don't have it over here, but it's basically this basically shows the same as student participation that I have shown you. So basically it will work for a group of, if I go over here, so suppose a group of any particular group is looking for a multiple students from multiple units, right? So they can view this sort of report for all those students. It might not be proper for the academics because academics can see over here. It might be for the support staff. And before I go to the next one, I have not accessed a resource. Let me show you. I quickly grab 3-4 screenshots. I think this might be important to some of them. Open. Let's see if I can say. Through iLearn Insights, please contact me if this is one of your interests. Through iLearn Insights, you can basically view attendance. For an example, this is attendance using attendance activity. Mainly, this was made for the Macquarie College, right? The Macquarie College that we have. So through the attendance activity, you can create this sort of attendance. Red means not attended, green means yes attended, and so and so. You can also use your gradebook item to create one of this attendance activity. So depending on your gradebook item, You can say, okay, week 1, this student participated, week 2, this student participated, week 12, this student hasn't participated, right? If this is one of your interests, contact me later on, then we can go through it, how this can be done. This is again for the support staff. As you can see, for a whole category, for a whole department, or for a whole faculty, you can create one of this report. It will show all of your units, and it will show you how many students enrolled, how many students not logged in within 7 days, never access, total not access, login activity, on-time submission, and overall engagement. This is for a group of who supports a whole faculty or head of the department or so on. This is possible. This is another good one, that is for your own unit after the session. After the session, if you want to compare how it went with all your previous session. So you can compare all of this at one go. So as you can see, these are the unit short name, which has been like in 2020, 2021, 2022, same unit, and it will give you the overall engagement results over here. If any of this is important to you, make sure you contact me. Next, we have students who have not accessed a resource over here, and that is basically this one. Students who have not accessed a resource, and you can also have students who have not completed an activity. So let me show you access the resource. You go to this and select the resource that you want to view who have not accessed it. For an example, I want to see students who have not accessed this particular resource in your unit. So it will give you a list of students who have not accessed. Remember, iLearn Insight is actually shows the negative one, the bad one, who have not accessed. Please do not show who have accessed. So these are the students who have not accessed this particular resource. Or if you can see this page, any page. So this might be useful. So these are the students who have not accessed that. I also want to show different groups. This might be important at the beginning of the session. The reason it is very helpful for you to identify which are the students are not in a particular group. Let us assume, let us try to find all the students who are not enrolled in tutorial group, right? So from all student participants, right? Then I select this tutorial, this, and this. So show me all the students, who are not enrolled in this tutorial group. So if you submit, it will show you all the students who still haven't enrolled in this tutorial groups, these 5 students. It is very easy to find this in iLearn Insights, rather than if you go to iLearn, you will be totally lost finding these students who have not. This might be very useful when you have automatic tutorial groups or something like that. Okay, the last one is iLearn restrictions that work and do not work for iLearn. So if you go to, let it load. So as I have shown you, this is iLearn Insight. I go to the participant report. So as I have shown you, this is iLearn Insight is made for the academic. We have another application that is called myLearn, which is made for students. It's quite similar, but they can only view it, right? So let's see over here. Now in your participants report, I went to unit, then participants. In your participants report, there is one column called myLearn student view. If you click over here, you can see as this student, what this student can see in your unit, right? But I don't want to click this one because I don't want to show the student information. Rather than I go to my demo units over here. So let's assume I want to see Shamim Juardar is a student, and I want to see what Shamim Juardar can see in my unit. So I click over here. It will ask you to log in first. with your one ID. So this is my iLearn, right? Once you log in, please click after you log in. Yes, now this is what Shamim Juardar as a student can see in this unit. So as you can see, welcome to my iLearn. I have it's written. This is a student view of Shamim Juardar. This student can see you have one urgent alert. This student can see I'm enrolled here. This student can see I haven't submitted. I have not submitted any out of any 8 activities. This is an alert. As you can see, some activities are restricted. So he needs to do academic integrity module, right? He can see these are the overdue ones that these students haven't submitted, right? This student haven't completed academic integrity module, have completed consent matters. This student can see all the recent forum post and the forum post within last 24 hours. What are the top 5 hits, as I have showed you in iLearn Insights in the similar way? What are the graded activities are opened and what are those closed and whether they have submitted or not, right? They can also see a calendar view and weekly view of activities. Those are approaching deadline, right? They can see like, okay, 20th of July, there are 5 activities due and so and so. An activity schedule similar to the way I have shown you in iLearn Insight. So what you do, you go to your participants report if you want to see, then log into iLearn first, then click off any of these icon to view what they can see from your unit. It is very important because you will be able to know whether they have seeing the correct date or not, right? This is very important. Due dates are very important. So just to conclude, it's already 12:54. Just to conclude, one of the important thing that you should do, that you go to activity details page over here, and basically you update all the due date correctly. This is very important. It will take you 10 minutes of time just for the whole session. You just update that. And second thing you do, you go to the this one engagement settings, and please update the last column of the last column of the gradebook item is this one, according to what makes sense for your unit. That is all from my side. If any question, please let me know. I'm happy to answer. And also, I will send you all the related information, and please do not hesitate to contact me to Shamim Juardar at mq.edu.au if you have any concern. Don't use a lot of time understanding iLearn Insights. I'm very helpful and I'm happy to help. Thank you very much. Any question, please let me know.
Shamim?
Yes.
I have a question. I contacted you last year. Remember when the semester break, the students went in semester break, the engagement dropped significantly on iLearn Insight because they were not, well, they were supposed to be on holidays. So is this going to be fixed that this semester, for example, when they are on semester break, it will stop for a while? Because, for example, I have engagement of 90%, and all of a sudden when I came back was about 50 or 60, and it was quite annoying to have that because the students were
So what I have done, so this one, right, this particular one, this is coming from if you go to, I show you too many. So if you go to compare past offerings, so you will see here. I'm not clicking over here. So compare past offerings, right? So this compare past offerings produce this one. Okay, so what it does, that's why I put average. It takes long time to calculate average login activity. I know what you mean. So during that period, it is difficult to stop, but that's why I took the average login activity. So I took the average of from first to last, and I calculated it. it is difficult to actually stop during that time. The reason behind it, each session is different. It's very difficult to tell iLearn Insights stop for 2 weeks. And just have a look. I think average login activity will work. And when we are comparing with the past one, is basically this is how it's calculated. And using this one, I think you can also, it's taking 50% of the login and 50% of the online submissions, but you can calculate the way you want, right? It doesn't mean you need to actually, this is what it is. You know, like 70% of is this one, change it to probably 20% and make this to 80%, and you calculate by yourself. But this average probably will solve your problem a little bit. I know it's not 100%, but probably a little bit.
Xiaomin, I have a quick question. In the past, logging into Insights takes so long because it takes so long to load. Is that going to be much better this semester? No, like right now, I'm trying to load my past stuff, and it's like just
past one would be a little bit more
longer, I guess,
because it has lots of data. Past one, but the recent one, you go to 2023 session 2. It would.
Oh yeah, now I've got it. Okay, yeah, but that took quite
fast.
long. Okay, yeah. So I think my question was, which I put in the chat box, that I guess I probably have part of the answer. The reason why it takes so long to load is because there's so much data. Is that right?
So much data, yes. Okay. If you look at, because it uses lots of log table. If you look at iLearn's log table, is huge. It takes a long time. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Which browser is the best one to use for this?
I use Firefox.
I can see Firefox is faster. Is any of them faster than the other?
I think both same. To me, I think both same. But your recent unit will be a lot faster. Only the past one. Past one has a lots of data.
Okay. Thanks.
Any other questions from anyone? Yes.
I have a question. Well, thanks so much for the presentation, by the way. It's very useful. I'm wondering, is this purely a tool for the unit conveners to help us monitor, maybe change a few things, improve engagement? It's just for the unit convenes, or it's also analyzed at a higher level by the university, by the head of department? And maybe you see my question, can my head of department look at this and they think my percentage is too low and they come to me and they say, hey, your engagement is not good, because I can gain the engagement metric just by changing the weights, So is this used as a performance indicator or something?
No, it's only for the unit convener. When I have designed it, I designed it only for the unit convener. Still, it is for the unit convener. So in the past, university sometimes told me that they want to use it. I always said, look, this is for the unit convener, not for anything else. So it should remain to the unit convener.
Thanks very much.
No other question? Well, thank you very much, everyone. If any concern, do not waste time on iLearn Insight, just email me and we can have a short 5 minutes or 10 minutes Zoom and solve it out for your unit. That would be the easiest way to go. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Shamim.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.